Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of 1923 Main Street.
Home of the Disney Travel Podcast with the latest Disney travel news. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Braddock.
And I'm Amelia Braddock. And today, MagicBand Plus comes to Disney World.
It's finally here. So, is it worth it? Is it worth the hype? Is it worth the money? Is it worth upgrading from MagicBand 2.0? Let's talk about what we know so far. It's brand new. Lots of people testing it out this week. We will be using it in a few weeks ourselves, but there were some questions I had ahead of time. Some of these have been answered, but the bigger question really remains. Is it worth it? What is this thing? The more I think about it.
So, MagicBand Plus does have the same primary functions as the original MagicBand. It can unlock the door at your hotel room. You can enter the theme parks. You can get Genie and Lightning Lane sections, charge things, food, drinks, merchandise, whatever. And you can also redeem Disney dining plan credits. But what else can it do additionally that makes it worth the excessive upcharge?
And the photo pass, of course.
Yes,
you can use
obviously.
It to
everything that your other MagicBand can do, it can also do.
And now there's a few things before we go into the differences. Let's talk about the differences of the MagicBand Plus itself. So it's a little bit bigger on your wrist. The actual part that you tap is larger and a bit heavier. So
however, only slightly. Like
only slightly.
If you're a little child, you might notice it, but as an
the
adult,
whole band
probably
is
not.
even longer and bigger. So and that
goody.
maybe becomes, I remember when you were little, sometimes when you tore off the adult part, it was a little short, and maybe the old band, even the adult one, wasn't long enough for some bigger wristed people.
I just mean,
so if you're a big wrister out there, you've got a longer band.
The
on
problem with it was that the adult part was very weak because
Yeah,
it was
it
made
would-
to be
it-
tore off.
And even the clips, I'm curious to see this. You know, the little holes they pop into, they would pop out quite easily.
But also, like, for example, I've had my current MagicBand for 2 years now, and I've yet to tear the adult piece off, but I'm not using it yet. So it's just kind of there as extra
Well, you don't
weight.
need to tear the adult piece off anymore.
I know, but I'm not using any of those holes, so it's just really flimsy.
Oh, I see
And
what you're saying.
I feel like it might break off, and then I have a feeling that sometimes they're breaking off unintentionally, and then the MagicBand's way too small because now it's the kid size.
So it is bigger, a little bit clunkier, not huge, but enough that you will notice it on your... I like to wear them sort of loose, so that's when you notice it more because it'll sort of flip or flop to one side. If you wear it tighter, probably won't be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But it is rechargeable and all this sort of stuff. So if you have a Fitbit...
Yeah, rechargeable, which also means needs to be charged.
And the charger looks like the Fitbit one. It sort of clips under it. Is the Apple Watch one like that too?
The Apple Watch one is a magnet.
Yeah, so this one is more like the Fitbit style, but it only.
I'm interested. Does it come with a charger?
It does come with a charger, but
Okay.
it doesn't last that long. So Disney is saying 1 to 3 days per charge, which probably means one. It depends on how much you use it, obviously.
As long as it can sufficiently last me 1 day, that's fine.
But you got to start remembering in Disney rooms, if you have 3, 4, 5 people and everybody has to plug in their Magic Bands every night, you might want to bring a USB hub because while the rooms are getting more, we laugh at a lot of the vloggers because they're always obsessed with these USB ports in the rooms, certain vloggers out there.
But I guess Disney's making them more necessary.
Yeah. Okay. So now you got us because if you're buying these things, you are going to need to plug them in every night just to be sure. It will function for everything Amelia just said without being charged. So even if it runs out of juice for the newer stuff, it will still, get you into the park and all that sort of stuff, get your photos on it, all the things you want to do, buy stuff, charge your room. So all that will work. But what is different? And here's my beef with it. We're going through all this stuff. So first of all, pricing. It costs more. No surprise there.
Yeah. I think I'd say it costs maybe a little bit more than...
Well, it's starting at $35, right?
Starting
Something
at...
like that. $34.95, $35.
Which sounds like a lot, but I mean, compared to what they're actually charging for a regular MagicBand now, it's not that
But
much.
the fancy ones are probably going to be $50, $60.
Fair.
So, but here's my beef with it. So, what does it really do? Well, I'm getting this thing. I got to charge it every night. I go to stuff so I can light up a statue, and I'll never do the bounty hunting stuff. And
Never say never.
It seems to me like it's not really come into its own. And my other thing about this new Magic Band Plus is with the charging and all this. So first of all, I don't know why it's only a 1-day battery when a watch lasts longer than that, right?
No, my
No?
watch only lasts 1 day.
Okay, so it's similar to that.
A Fitbit can last longer.
Why didn't they just make it a watch? Why didn't they put a time on it or something?
That's what I was going to say. If they have the capabilities to do this, they might as well just make it like a watch and then upcharge so much.
Yeah,
because now it's a smartwatch.
That's right. It's sort of like, it's almost like they didn't think far enough ahead or big enough, or maybe they're saving that for Magic Band Plus 2. You know, like why didn't they just make it something so much cooler that it's more value? Because where I am personally is struggling with, I love getting new Disney tech.
You're
as
looking
you know.
for an excuse to buy it,
Yeah,
and you can't find one.
I don't really care about making the statues say some generic phrase to me, or the bounty hunter that I used to do on my phone with sorcerers. Not even on the phone, just with the cards.
It kind of feels like they're attempting to do a cheap version of the wands at Universal, but it's not as cool because it makes sense at Universal, but it doesn't really make sense
And
here.
the wands at Universal, you know how you can control the drinking fountain? I remember once we were in Diagon Alley and someone was standing in front of the drinking fountain and they're going, how do we get a drink? And Amelia happened to be there with her wand and cast your spell and the water started. It was actually pretty cool.
It was so fun.
Because it just happened perfectly that it was fun. But so stuff like that. And, maybe. So I guess what we're saying is hopefully they do come up with something a bit cooler for it.
I feel like they haven't thought that far in advance, and they just wanted to roll it out, and then they're going to fix it after.
And they better add more stuff because right now, I mean, we're probably going to buy it to test it out, but I'm not really excited about it. So first of all, some of the basics. Some of the things I was concerned about is, how do you do it for a whole family? Does everybody have to now download the app? No, it doesn't seem like it. So you can buy it. So we're visiting in August is our next one. And I purposefully had not bought Magic Bands because I was hoping this would happen before, and it did. So as of July 27th, as you know, you can buy them. So we're good to go with our new Magic Band Pluses, and they will be automatically linked to our account just as the Magic Bands ones were, is what I'm assuming. And we have a guest coming on this trip too, so there's sort of an extra hook here. What I didn't want to see is, especially for even younger kids in your group, what are they going to do? Do you have to have a phone to make this work? Do you have to have your own phone to make it work? I don't think that is the case now that we've looked more into it, so that's good. Are you excited for this thing?
I mean, I'm excited. I'm kind of underwhelmed, to be honest. I like that it lights up, but really, like, what does it do?
Exactly.
Or at least I think a lot of the stuff that I would find interesting and you don't want to do. So for me, I just kind of don't understand the point of it if you don't want to do a couple of the very specific things.
Yeah, it's pretty limited right now. Very limited. So
like if you want to do something like the bounty hunter and whatnot, then maybe get it. But if you're not going to do that and you're also not going to do like a couple of the other things it does, then really what's the point? Like, why are you wasting money on it?
Yeah.
Because I did expect it to be more money just because Disney upcharges everything. But really, if it's $30 for even the most generic one, if you're a family of 5, right, that's $150.
Yeah, it's going to get very expensive for what it does. So, yeah, that's the thing. So in our show notes and our blog post and all that, we will put all the details of how to set it up, how to link it to your account. It will be on sale is on sale now in every park, Disney Springs, and the resort hotels. And you can order it as a guest or a pass holder for an upcoming vacation. So there is some minor customization you can do on it. Like so it lights up, right? So, it's funny because they talk about it will give you an added enhanced experience by buzzing on my arm. Like, what kind of enhanced experience is buzzing on my arm?
When something buzzes on your arms, your happiness levels go up by 200%.
Is that a fact or is that a Disney fact? Are you just making that up?
Yes.
That's probably was in the blue sky boardrooms at Disney. Or, I'm imagining some photos coming out now of a big crowd watching fireworks and they'll all have their wrists in the air as it glows with the show, But really, this is pretty lame, right? In terms of what it does. So it buzzes on your wrist and a little circle glows on your wrist. I just want more.
They
And
should
what
have made it a watch.
you know what I'm really missing is Hey Disney. I want that in the hotel. I find that is going to be way more value to me for this. And maybe there's a way these two will work together.
Actually, that's what I'm saying. Make the Magic Band Plus a smartwatch. Maybe include Hey Disney. Upcharge it a lot.
Yes, now you're talking.
And then that's your new device.
If I can talk to my Magic Band in the park and it'll tell me stuff, well, suddenly this thing is, now we're creating basically a Fitbit Apple Watch type of situation. But if you're going to go there, Disney, then go there. Go all the way.
Yeah, exactly. They're kind of going half. If they're building up to something, fine. But if this is the end goal.
So remember, you
what are we
heard it
doing?
here first. Is the Magic Band Watch going to be the next thing on the horizon? And at least, you know what? If it's $100 or $100, at least it does something other than a spinning glowing circle and a buzz. Right? So,
it's just not worth the price.
anyway, I started all this saying, yes, you can control some customize how you use the swipe and the color of the ring and, all this sort of light up themes and the vibration settings on or off and all that sort of basic stuff. Again, this will all be in our show notes. But really, yes, we're going to buy it, but we're not overly enthused by it. We're just buying it because we like to test their stuff. But, I wish they had gone full watch mode now that I've really thought it through and Hey Disney is coming out. And hopefully that's out. If it's not out by our August, it will be hopefully out by our December, which is the next one after that, because they did say 2022. All right, so let us know your thoughts on Magic Band Plus. And we'll be, there's going to be lots of early reviews this week, so that'll be really interesting to read as well as this new tech rolls out. I do love how they always roll out new tech. I just feel like this is Magic Band 2.1, not really Magic Band 3.0 type of thing.
Yeah.
And in other news, one other story that's sort of fun this week over in Disneyland. The red trolley car, which I really like. I like these little things. It's back on the rails at Disney California Adventure Park. Do you like the red trolley car?
I think it's fun. I just think it's a nice little detail that they're bringing back to just make the park experience a little bit more magical.
Yeah, and they've retrained all their trolley guides. They've revamped the cars, refurbed them. And this is, if you like this stuff about Walt Disney and his history, this is worth the ride because they're going to tell you some little, inside interesting stories and secrets about it, and there's some hidden gems on the cars.
Yeah, there are some fun facts, like for example, the number 623 on the trolley stands for June in 1923 when Walt first came to California.
Yeah, that's where our name came from, 1923 Main Street, because that's when he founded the company. Yeah, so the car one of the cars is 623.
And similarly, the number 717 stands for July 17th, which was the opening day of Disneyland.
Yeah, so take some pictures and get those inside little secrets that you can tell your friends when you're traveling the park. We always like to have those fun facts for our friends when we're walking through the parks and the little things they think is cool. But definitely good to have the trolley back. It's just another one of those things that shows things are coming back, just like the train.
Yes.
They have now got the tunnel in place. I believe they're laying the tracks right now under Tron in the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World to get the Walt Disney World Railroad back. And I'm wondering if they're going to theme that tunnel or if it's just going to be a dark tunnel.
Well, we'll see.
We will see, but at least that's coming back soon as well. All right, everyone, that's our show for this week. Magic Band Plus, the story. It's all everyone's going to be talking about probably for the next month or so as these things go live and people start using them. And are we going to find a bunch of glitches?
Are we going to find a bunch of things we didn't even know it could do?
Or
we'll
others?
See.
Yeah, we'll see as it comes online. So let us know. Are you thumbs up or thumbs down? I'll do a little poll this week about Magic Band Plus. I was hoping for more than now that I see it and think it through. But hey, maybe that's the next iteration. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. As always, follow along at 1923 Main Street on social media. We will see you again next week and have a magical day.
Bye-bye.